Aamir, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
This is your first full-length interview on your new upcoming TV series, SATYAMEV, JAYATE.
That's right.
So, you've been very secretive about it. Extremely secretive. You're not letting out promos. You're not letting out the look, the format. Why?
Well, I just want people to experience it. I want you to experience it in an undiluted form. So, I mean, there's no secrecy other than that I want people to see it, on Sunday.
But promos, I feel that will whet appetite. No?
Yeah, there are promos. Promos are playing. So there are promos, and there's material which is being shot, which is promoting the show. What I can say about the show, Arnab, is that, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, is that it's been a journey which has transformed me to begin with. And this began 2 years ago. So it's been a journey which has been going on for the last 2 years. Not many people knew 2 years back that I had begun work on this. I myself at that time didn't know where this would end up, because I wasn't sure how this would finally pan out. But it's been a very enriching journey. A journey in which I've met so many amazing people, in which I've learned so many things about our country, about the people of our country. And I feel that in that discovery, in that understanding, because I feel my understanding has grown, I feel I've come closer to the people and to my culture, my country, in so many ways.
I don't think, and I don't want to pretend, that Aamir Khan is going to reveal, after having decided he won't reveal till the first episode. I'm not foolish enough to assume that, and I know you won't. Why should we spend the next 20 minutes?
But you're smart enough to wiggle it out of me.
No, but I want to know something more fundamental.
Tell me.
And I'm asking this to you as a news person. How hard are the issues that you are raising? Because if the reality is not good, is this series only going to be about what is good, and hence the feel-good factor? Is it therefore a reaction to the reality?
You're assuming it's about issues.
No, so no, I'm not assuming.
You're assuming it's about issues.
But even if it's about people, the people have to be linked to some issue, right? So my question to you is, that's why I asked you about corruption. Are you addressing issues that worry and concern people in the country today, which ravage people in the country today, which affect the middle classes and the people in the country today, and not just the feel-good stories? Now, come on, don't dodge that.
I'm just repeating, you're assuming it's about issues. But the show really is about us trying to understand how we are. And for me, it's a personal journey. Remember that I'm the person who set out on this journey. So it's a personal journey for me, through which I'm learning a lot. And I'm hoping that with my search, with my discovery, and let me tell you that it's been an extremely emotional journey for me. It's been a journey which has been like a roller coaster ride.
Why did you decide on it 2 years back? What was happening around you which made you
want to
do something like
it began, the seed itself began a little before that. When Uday came to me and he offered me a game show. Uday is the head of Star, and game shows don't interest me from the point of view of anchoring them. I mean, I enjoy watching game shows. I also enjoy taking part in game shows. But anchoring one doesn't excite me, so I turned it down. And he asked me, so what would you like to do in television? And then probably that is the first time I began thinking about it seriously. And he said, why don't you think about it? And if there's anything that you would like to do, I'd be interested to know. So when he left, then I began thinking about what is it in television that I would like to do. And when my mind started thinking, I started forming a little idea in my mind. And when that idea began taking shape, that's when I brought a team together, and we began work on that idea. Uday didn't know what I was doing. I worked with my team for about a year before I actually went back to Uday and said that, now I have something which I want to share with you. So it started this way. Maybe this journey started even earlier. I don't know. Maybe I'm pegging the date of this start of the journey to 3 years ago, but maybe it started before that.
What is it about? What are the issues that the individuals should pick up? Tell me one or two hard realities of the country that you pick up in the...
Well, actually, again, you're assuming it's issue-based, but...
so it's not issue-based?
Well, I don't want to say it one way or the other. I want people to discover. I want people to discover.
Is it a sort of a light-hearted show that tells people...
Okay, well, let me tell you what all there is in the show. There is music in the show. Music plays an extremely important part of the show. But it's not a dance show. There's a lot of things I'm hoping in the show that you will discover that you never knew. But it's not a quiz show. I'm hoping that the show will make you cry and laugh. But it's not a fiction and it's not a soap opera.
Aamir, isn't it agonizing for you? It is agonizing for me, but I'm just thinking it must be very agonizing for you to hold yourself back like this.
It is. I have to admit that.
Don't you feel like bursting up?
You're absolutely right.
Should I just drop this attempt to ask you about the show and go on to something else?
No, but I would request you to drop this attempt, but I want to tell you that I'm bursting with it. You're absolutely. No, the thing is, I want people to experience it, and I would love to talk about it after they've experienced it, and I would love to talk to you.
Okay, so you'll come
after this. I promise you that.
So we'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
Aamir. And this is a compromise because after the show is out, you will come on the news for a chat about.
For sure.
Aamir's love and hate relationship with the media, till quite recently, has been an open secret. The man who till 2008 dismissed the news cameras and was reproached for making sweeping statements about media functioning seems to have had a change of heart. However, his scrutiny of the media machinery continues through the creative avenue of film storytelling.
18% लोगों का ख्याल है कि नत्था जी भाग गए हैं, 14% इसके पीछे इस्लामिक आतंकवादियों का हाथ बताते हैं और 7% अमेरिका को जिम्मेदार ठहराते हैं.
Was his critique of media reportage over the top? Does he often manipulate the media for publicity? Do his attempts at social activism die a premature death once the hype dies out? On Frankly Speaking, Aamir finds it's not so easy to dodge the burning questions.
I feel that in 2006, you gave an interview to the Tehelka magazine. Completely one-sided in my view. You weren't asked any tough questions. In my view, you were given a platform. And you just ranted. You just ranted about the media.
About the media?
Completely. You were critical.
Can you remind me what I said?
No, you forgot it. You said media is meant to be a watchdog, not a lapdog. Media looks at short-term benefits. Media is destroying society. In the rush for eyeballs, ethics have fallen by the wayside. All news is trivial, sensational, titillation. Money-hungry industry. What did you say, Aamir? April 2006. Now the question is that, Aamir, if I were to ask you today, that when you want, you hate the media, you love to hate the media. When you need the media, you aren't shy about it.
Well, let me clarify a couple of things. This allegation was put on me that I use the media when I need it. Post that allegation, I didn't speak to the media for a number of years.
Why?
Because I was not comfortable with that allegation.
Okay.
So if I needed the media when my films were releasing, Rang De Basanti or Fana, I didn't give a single interview. Not a single interview. So if I needed the media, then I would be giving interviews when those films released. For a bulk of my career, I think a good 15 odd years, when the only media that reported on entertainment, I mean today national newspapers report on entertainment, news channels report on entertainment, but at that time there were no news channels. There was only film magazines. When I came into the film industry, I'm talking of 1888, there were only film magazines which reported on entertainment. And I didn't speak to any film magazine for a good 15 years. That's not a short period, Arnab. So if I'm the wrong person you're accusing for someone who's using the media.
No. My question is that
so let me just clarify.
I want to know.
I'll come to all the points.
I want to know that in April 2006.
I'm coming to that.
There was a context, and there must have been a context which made you do this. My question to you is very simple. Before I come to the question of your using the media, my question is that do you feel you generalize too much in April 2006? When you look back in retrospect, that you let out your 15 years of pent-up anger at the media in that one interview, where you just, there are a lot of people in the media, me included, who felt at that point of time that it is all right to be critical, but it is not good to be sweeping.
Okay.
That's my point.
Okay. So, let me come to that. So first, have I satisfied you about the other part that I'm using the media?
No, I'm going to come to that later.
Okay, we can come to that later.
Yeah.
But just to close that chapter,
yeah, sure.
in my opinion, I'm the last person to be accused of that. I'm one of the few people who doesn't buy media. Let me just point out to you.
That's good.
So, coming to your question of 2006.
I have the interview with me if you want.
Sure. No. I remember the interview. In my opinion, that in 2006, when you look at that interview, it is relating to the period of 2005, 2004, and 2006. I'm responding to something which has been going on. That is a time when there were a lot of newspapers coming out in different markets, a lot of news channels coming out, new news channels, and they were competing for space. And at that time, in my opinion, it was a very, very mad period in which I stand by my interview. I completely agree with you that one should not make sweeping statements. I completely agree with you. And I also agree with you that perhaps my statement, I don't know, in the interview I must have said somewhere or the other that everyone is not like that. I mean, it's very unlikely.
Let me tell you in a very legally defined way. Yes.
No, not legally defined way.
Towards the end, in a very limited way, yes, but
No. My point is that you're listening to me.
Yeah, I'm completely listening to you. I'm also completely.
My point is that I genuinely feel that at that point of time, I stand by what I said, that a bulk of the media, and if you want to observe the news channels and read the newspapers at that time, what kind of reporting they were doing, you will yourself, I think, agree that it was a very, very mad time. In my opinion, this is my humble opinion, that this is what I could be wrong. I could be wrong in my observation, but this is my observation. My observation is that at that time, it was being extremely irresponsible. And what is your core? See, in the film industry, people say, "Arey yaar, aap log social film nahi banate ho." But our core responsibility is not to enrich society in a social manner. We would have opened a college for that. If I have to give you a lecture in sociology, I'll open a college. Filmmaking is meant to entertain. Our core responsibility is to entertain. And that, I believe, we have been doing very well for 100 years. The core responsibility of, for example, the media is to be the watchdog, is to report. That is the core responsibility. So I'm saying, if 80% of you are doing that, 80% of the time, you're bang on. 20% of you and 20% of the time, you are doing other stuff, I have no complaints. But if it's the other way around, if 80% of the time it's something else, and only 20% of the time you're actually doing a core responsibility, then there's a moment that we all need to reflect. So, of course, there have been journalists right across the times who are extremely good journalists, who have their heart in the right place, who are extremely intelligent and very, very sensitive as human beings about what is happening. There's absolutely no doubt about it. So certainly I don't mean that each and every journalist or each and every channel. And let me also add that post 2006, I think now with time passing, I think the media has also behaved in an extremely responsible manner in a lot of times. In a lot of times, more and more we see the media reporting about your own channel and many other channels reporting and talking about what is happening in society and being the watchdog, breaking a news and exposing certain things that are happening. That has been happening as well, and I've been appreciative of that as well.